minutes away from first pitch at the 2004 SEC Baseball Tournament. Tim Corbin, head coach of the Vanderbilt Commodores, in his second year, and what a job he has done to bring this program to respectability. They have a chance to win an SEC Tournament championship in just his second season. Ray Tanner on the other side, been in this tournament many times before, but never been able to claim this prize. He's been to the College World Series. He's coached Olympic teams, national teams. He's done a lot, but this is one of the things that has eluded the brilliant head coach of South Carolina. Let's take a look at the visiting South Carolina batting order today. Steve Tollefson will lead it off. Brian Triplett hits second. Landon Powell, 19 homers, 64 RBIs. Brendan Wynn hits cleanup. He has 18 homers and 63 runs batted in to go along with 17 doubles. Kevin Malillo, Steve Pierce, Michael Campbell hits seventh. Ryan Mahoney is your designated hitter today. And Davey Gregg out in center field rounds out that lineup.
And for the Commodores, the best fielding team in the Southeastern Conference, at first base will be Mike Baxter. He alternates between DH and first base. Warner Jones, the outstanding second baseman. Over third base, Tony Mansolino, and the shortstop, the ever-present Ryan Klosterman. Great glove. In left field, Aaron Garza gets the start today. And, of course, in center field, Antoine Richardson covers a lot of gap out there. Matt Zeller will be in right field. The catcher, Jonathan Douillard. And Jeff Seuss will get the start today. Once you get to the fourth game of a tournament, Dave, it's always very difficult to find another guy to start. He's had a good year, 4-0. His fifth start of the year. He has been used mostly out of the bullpen this year, but he's a big, strong right-hander.
I'd like to welcome those of you that just watched Florida State beat Georgia Tech in the ACC baseball tournament. We will have a winner here today in the Southeastern Conference tournament.
Does that do the alumnus heart good? And do you feel good about that victory?
Well, yeah, it's always good to pick up a win. It's always good. 0-2 quickly. Tollefson behind. That misses. 1-2. Vanderbilt, we've documented it in the first part of this game today about their pitching. It is unbelievable what they have posted as a team in terms of an ERA, but we knew that coming in, that they had a lot of good arms. Fly ball, right field. Worth Scott comes over and makes the grab, one down. I'll tell you, Larry, you and I were talking about this Vanderbilt crowd. They have a lot of friends and family members that have made their way here to Hoover, Alabama. And here's how they got here. They defeated Georgia 6-zip, then posted another shutout against Florida 3-0. The first time since 1995 when Tennessee did it that there have been back-to-back shutouts by a team in this tournament. And they defeated Florida in 12 innings, 6-5 last night. That's popped up. That'll probably get to the seats. And eventually makes its way into the crowd. But last night's game between Vanderbilt and Florida was one of the all-time great games we have seen in college baseball. Just some tremendous comebacks, some great matchups. Do you walk guys? How do you play them? Do you shift your defense? Do you send the runners on a 3-2, one-out count? I mean, just everything you could imagine to think about in a baseball game occurred as Vanderbilt had to rally to win it in the 12th. South Carolina had their hands full with Arkansas yesterday to advance. That misses high, 2-1. Triplett leads this team with 21 doubles. Fouls it back out of play, 2-2. Triplett in this tournament. Hitting just 111. Three and two. This year versus Vanderbilt. 7 of 15, as you saw, 467. Hot shot to the hot corner. Mansolino across the diamond, got it. 2 down.
Good start for that Vanderbilt defense. You know, all year long we have talked about their ability with the glove out there, and there aren't two better guys out there with the gloves than those two guys up the middle, Klosterman and Jones. But Mansolino, who has a great arm, just put it on display right there.
And here is Landon Powell, the catcher for South Carolina. 355, 19 homers, 64 runs batted in. On a 5-game hitting streak. Had an 18-game hitting streak earlier this year. Two 2-0 on Powell. Commodores are making their second appearance in this SEC Tournament Championship game and their first in 24 years. 2-1. Vanderbilt won this title in 1980. Had to go through the losers bracket to win that title. That misses 3-1. Now Tennessee and Vanderbilt actually played in the Eastern Division title game in 1994. That's when the league split up and had actually two tournaments, an East and a West. Tennessee defeated Vanderbilt 6-3 in that particular game for the East crown. Three and two, nice off-speed pitch, fooled Powell. This is the kind of pitch or the kind of situation as you look at the home run leaders out of the SEC. Powell with 19. That's hammered down the right field line, but foul.
Not by much.
As I was saying, though, Larry, this is the kind of pitch, kind of situation that could really set the tone for Jeff Sues today. To get a guy like Powell go 1-2-3 in the first.
Watch this. Boy, he jumped all over this pitch. Seuss got it up a little bit around the letters. Powell has got a great way of turning on a baseball. He's got great strength, 230 pounds, and he pulled that one.
And Powell draws a walk. After the way Powell hit that foul ball, probably not a bad situation to have him just move to first base.
He leads the Gamecocks in walks this year. That is his 34th time to draw a walk, and he's very patient. He's been more patient this year as a hitter than he was last year.
Another tough out on the way. Brendan Wynn, the right fielder. His numbers are pretty gaudy. 18 homers, 63 RBIs. 17 doubles, hitting .330 on the year. But this year, Vanderbilt's kept him in check. Just 2 of 13, a 154 average for Wynn against the Commodores.
You know, Dave, he has almost literally lived in the shadow of the guy that's hitting in front of him, Landon Powell. I don't really think he's gotten the credit he's deserved this year.
It goes full 3-0. Kevin Melillo waits on deck. 2 down here in the first on a hot afternoon. There's a strike. Umpires today: Paul Gillier behind the plate. Tony Walsh is at first. Ken Couch at second. John Magnuson at third. Down the line, Steve Manders in left and Mark Chapman in right.
Got a full complement today, don't we?
Foul back. Wynn had a couple of big hits. Really, he had half the hits for the Gamecocks. In a 3-2 win, South Carolina only mustered 4 hits on the afternoon, 2 of them by Mr. Wynn. And he picked up some RBIs in the process. Here's the payoff pitch to Wynn. Ground ball. Past the glove of the shortstop, Klosterman. Powell on his way to third. First and third for the Gamecocks with 2 down.
That is a lethal combination, the 3 and 4 spot in that Gamecock batting order. Landon Powell followed by Brendan Wynn, and they've got both of these guys at the corners right now, and a chance for Melillo to drive in a run and give the Gamecocks the lead.
here is Melillo. Kevin, a 281 hitter, 8 home runs, 31 RBIs. Documented yesterday about his wrist problems earlier this season, but is close to 100%. Good news for Gamecock fans, bad news for the rest of college baseball. That'll be an RBI single to right. Win around second. He will stand up at third, and South Carolina out in front 1-0.
Couple of solid singles delivered by Wynn and Melillo. Melillo gets an RBI out of it, his 32nd of the year. He would have had a lot more this year had he not had that wrist injury and missed several games.
South Carolina already with 2 hits today. In 3 games, they had mustered 20 hits and 94 official at-bats for a .213 average. One 1-0 to Steve Pierce. Pierce hits .347 with runners in scoring position. That's a hot shot to Warner Jones, who makes the play. But South Carolina gets a little momentum early. They pick up a run off the bat of Kevin Melillo and lead 1-0 at the 2004 SEC Tournament Championship game.
Whoa, whoa, Pepperman. I got my own.
Is that your cell phone?
Yeah, it's got all kinds of features.
Like email and text messaging?
No, but it's got this. It's Parmesan. It's cheese.
That's practical.
Do we think alike or what? With Alltel Access, you get the things you need. The latest games, ringtones, email, and more. It makes your phone more than a phone. The features...
Right.
Alltel.
A beautiful sunny day, although it is a little hot. Temperature somewhere up in the mid-90s, as I just get it. 95 degrees today at the ballpark. Whew. It's a hot day. Let's take a look at a hot lineup for the Vanderbilt Commodores. Leading it off will be Ryan Klosterman, 352 on the year, followed by the speedster Antoine Richardson, who plays center field. Warner Jones, 417 on the year. Caesar Nicholas had a great day yesterday as a designated hitter. Mike Baxter, Aaron Garza. Tony Mansolino broke an 0-for-11 streak yesterday afternoon with a big hit. Worth Scott in right field. He hits 8th, and Jonathan Doulard, the catcher, will hit 9th.
Here's the defense for the South Carolina Gamecocks. Steve Pierce will be over at first base. Second baseman Kevin Melillo. Good for the Gamecocks to have him back there in that position. Brian Triplett will be over at third base. And also the shortstop Stephen Tollison, who had an injury and is back playing again, looks healthy. Michael Campbell will anchor left field. The center fielder will be Davey Gregg. And in right field will be Brendan Wynn, the outstanding hitter. Catcher, the two-time All-SEC performer Landon Powell, who has thrown out 40% of the people who've attempted to steal on him this year. And Zach McCamey will be the pitcher this afternoon. A good record of 5-0, an earned run average of under 4, only his 5th start. Another one of those guys that's come out of the bullpen in this tournament and done well. And he's thrown 46 innings already this year.
His pitch in there for a strike to Ryan Klosterman. Klosterman has scored in the first inning as the leadoff hitter in each game. That's a fair ball down the line. Klosterman with good wheels. He will stand up at second base. He has led off a game with a home run. He has led off a game with a triple, and now he starts this one with a double.
We'll talk about a guy that's on fire right now. Ryan Klosterman. He is now 6 of 14 in the tournament. Just inside that third base bag and right by the glove of Brian Triplett.
How about Klosterman versus South Carolina pitching this year? 6 of 15, a double, a triple. Pretty good stuff for Ryan Klosterman. Best hitting shortstop in the conference, best fielding shortstop in the conference. Now it'll be Antoine Richardson who will try to move him over to third. The corners defensively playing in on the grass.
Not surprising that Richardson would be attempting to move this runner over. He has 15 sacrifice bunts for the year, and that leads the Vanderbilt team.
That's back up the middle, and that sneaks through. And Klosterman had to break back for the bag at second, and he will be held up at third, but Vandy with runners at the corners and nobody down here in the first.
How about Tim Corbin changing his strategy, changing the signal? Instead of moving the runner down, he decides to let him hit away, and now they've got runners at the corners. But there's a difference. There's nobody out. Watch again, you'll see right there Klosterman having to go back just to play it safe. But he advances, and now Vandy with a little something going here. And they've got the league's leading hitter up.
Yesterday we saw Jake Duggar of Arkansas early in the game steal second on a pass ball, go to second base, but try to make it over to third and was nailed. And there was only one out at the time. Arkansas went on to lose that game 3-2. So early in the game, Klosterman playing it safe. Just about every stat you look at for Warner Jones is up over 400. He went around 1-1. Warner, a good bad ball pitcher. He kind of thrives on pitches out of the strike zone. Very tough to pitch him. There's really no safe area for Warner Jones. A free swinger at the plate. But he knows what he's doing with the bat. Three and one. That's a base hit for the left side. Klosterman will score easily. We're tied at 1. Larry, there's just no way to pitch Warner Jones.
Well, the thing about him, I mean, here he is. He's just got his 70th run batted in.
Number 3, the designated hitter, Caesar Nicholas.
He's got 101 hits. Got his 100th hit, that double yesterday, which tied the game in the 11th. He's got 101 for the year. And that one just helped Vanderbilt tie this game up, and they've got 3 hits in a row now. McCamey hasn't fooled them.
Warner Jones yesterday with that double was his 26th two-bagger of the season. Tied the Vanderbilt school record for doubles in a season. Caesar Nicholas, the big man, tries to lay down the bunt. Nicholas yesterday had one of those afternoons that you dream about. A double, a walk, a single, a double, then he popped up and walked in the 11th. Pretty good day at the plate, hitting .417 in the tournament.
He's had 5 hits in this tournament, 4 of them for extra bases, 3 doubles and a home run.
He's done a nice job all year on moving runners up. He's successful over half the time. A 1-1 on the way. Changeup fooled him. Boy, was Nicholas way out in front.
They've been watching him play this week, watching him swing the bat. Even when he makes outs, they are loud outs. I mean, he has hit the ball deep to all fields. He hits line drives. And with those 5 hits he's got, he certainly has had good, strong bat movement up there. He is just one of the strongest hitters, I think, in this conference.
Having trouble with the breaking pitch from McCamey. Tim Corbin coaching third base, also the head coach of the Commodores. Nobody down, 2 on. Fastball misses outside. Nicholas is a guy that's 6'4", 235 pounds, a senior out of Miami, Florida. And Richardson was completely fooled by second baseman Melillo. Now they're in a rundown, and Jones has to be held up at first base. Richardson bought the fake from Melillo. McCamey never threw the ball to second base on the pickoff attempt, but Richardson thought Melillo had the ball.
That's one of those plays you used to have in Little League. You used to tell your kids, pound the glove, make it sound like the ball came into the glove. I want to tell you what, Richardson bought that one hook, line, and sinker. Now he thinks he's got the ball, but he doesn't have it. A good job by McCamey. Always run at the runner. Force him to do something.
About halfway down to third, Richardson realized, uh-oh. Little chopper, going to be a tough play. Nicholas doesn't run well. Triplets through, not in time. The big man hustling down the line beat the soft chopper.
Number 24, first baseman Mike Baxter.
Watch again. McCamey tried to come off and pick it up, and then Triplett tried to come over and get it. Tell you one thing, that was about a 4.8 sprint down there.
He got down there in just enough time. Boy, and how bad does Richardson feel now being picked off at second base? Base hit right field. Jones had to hold up because he wasn't sure Melillo could get a glove on it. Bases are loaded.
Number 14.
Hey, that is 5 hits in a row. Klosterman opened it up with a double. Richardson, Jones, Nicholas, and Baxter all followed with singles. Vanderbilt has come out today. I mean, we've talked all week about the pitching. Today, the bats have come alive here in the first inning for both these teams.
Vanderbilt had 15 hits yesterday, so they kind of got probably the only team that really got into a groove offensively in this tournament. It took them 12 innings to get those 15 hits. But 5 already here in the first. Vanderbilt, the best hitting team in the tournament, 283 as a team. Garza pops it up. Shallow right field. Melillo shields his eyes and makes the catch. 2 down.
Number 9, third baseman Tony Mansolino.
Well, here comes Tony Mansolino, the third baseman, who yesterday, Larry, was looking for his first hit in this tournament. Came up 0 for 11. The bat he was using when he made his 11th consecutive out. Well, he came out for the 12th time, looked at it, said there's no more hits in this bat. Went back in the dugout, looked for a bat that had some hits, took Ryan Klosterman, the leadoff man's bat, and snapped his string. That misses 1-0.
You think he's got Klosterman's bat again right now?
There's a number 8 on the bottom of that bat. That's the number of Ryan Klosterman. For South Carolina this year, Mansolino went 3 of 13. Klosterman hit .357 versus South Carolina with that bat. Two and 1 to count to Mansolino.
A rather sizable contingency here today from the state of Tennessee for those folks who came down to root for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, great crowd for the Commodores today. Off-speed pitch fooled him. Ball gets away, but Powell hops on it. 2-2. Boy, if South Carolina can get out of this jam with only allowing 1 run, that will be a boost, I think, for the Gamecocks. Manzolino stays alive, way out in front of the breaking pitch.
He has fed him a steady diet of breaking pitches since those two fastballs that were balls. All he has seen is nothing but breaking pitches.
Well, that's what Florida was throwing him. In the 2 games against Florida earlier in this tournament, they kept throwing him breaking ball after breaking ball. Ground ball to short. Tollison goes to Melillo. And the Gamecocks allow only 1 run. But Warner Jones picks up his 70th RBI of the year. We're tied at 1 at the 2004 SEC Baseball Tournament.
Create a whole new environment inside your car with Formula One window film. For an authorized dealer near you, call 1-800-653-1367. It's cooler than you think.
Last time, the boys from the South delivered the Expos a major blow, taking 2 of 3 north of the border. Now the battle shifts to the TED as Montreal seeks payback versus Division foe Atlanta. Expos Braves Wednesday beginning at 6:30 with the Dodge Braves Report.
Tied at 1, South Carolina and Vanderbilt. We told you about third baseman Tony Manzolino. His struggles at the plate until he grabbed Ryan Klosterman's bat, but well, he's had some other stories concerning some slumps, and for more on that, Jen Hildreth joins us. Jen?
Yeah, Dave, Tony seems to be kind of a superstitious guy because he was struggling earlier this year when the team went on the road to Alabama. And after the Saturday game in the series, he said, "There's no more hits in my hair." So you got it. He shaved his head. The next day, he came back and nailed a home run. And that just happened to be the first road series win for the Commodores in 2 years.
Tony probably would have liked to have had one more hit out of that number 8 bat of Ryan Klosterman with the bases loaded moments ago as he grounded into a 6-4 fielder's choice. But yeah, Tony a little different thought process than most. No hits in his hair. Sounds like Larry Conley.
I still have a little left.
Michael Campbell, the left fielder, steps in.
Baseball players are a superstitious lot. More so than any athletes that I know of. More than basketball, more than hockey, more than football. I wonder why that is.
A lot of time, a lot of downtime.
Yeah.
3-1. South Carolina scored in the top of the first on an RBI single from Kevin Melillo. Now Michael Campbell draws the walk.
Number 40, the designated hitter, Ryan Mahoney.
Ryan Mahoney, the designated hitter, a .253 hitter before the tournament started, has slipped down to .239. And Seuss works out of the stretch. Fastball, low 90s from Seuss. Just the 5th start of the year for Jeff. His 19th appearance overall. 40 strikeouts, 22 walks on the year. A 4-0 record. That misses outside, 1-1. You know, South Carolina and Vanderbilt had never met on the baseball field before South Carolina became a member of the SEC in 1992. In the 13 seasons since, the Gamecocks have dominated the Commodores. Runner goes, fouled back out of play. 1-2. South Carolina had a 21-game win streak against Vanderbilt, broken in April of this year. Jeremy Sowers, who else, beat the Gamecocks 6-2 up in Nashville. But South Carolina rallied to win the final 2 games of that series. And they hold a 35-7 advantage. And a little pop-up to Warner Jones. That series was our first weekend series this year up in Nashville.
I also find it interesting that both of the coaches in these respective dugouts both came from the Atlantic Coast Conference. Tim Corbin was at Clemson as an associate head coach. He's now in that Vanderbilt dugout. And, of course, Ray Tanner was at North Carolina State for a number of years. And in fact, he's in his 8th year at South Carolina now, which I find hard to believe.
Runner goes. No chance for Doulard to make any play. Breaking pitch down in the dirt. Greg misses, so 0-1 the count. That'll send Michael Campbell down to second base. Campbell's 7th stolen base of the year.
Tough play right there. The pitch was down and in the dirt. Again, the 7th steal, as you can see, for Michael Campbell this year.
Get down in the zone.
Fouled straight back, heads up in the crowd.
Stay alert. Somebody grabbed that one?
He made the catch. Broke a hand. That smile will turn to a frown in a matter of moments.
Look at him. The youngster is saying thanks. Thanks for not letting that ball kill me. It was meant for me.
Davy Gregg goes down on 3 straight pitches.
Number 8, shortstop Stephen Tollison.
Pretty lively fastball right here. That one was moving away from Gregg.
Back to the top of the order, Steve Tollison. Curveball in there for a strike. Tollison first out of the game, fly ball out to right field. Tollison also hampered by an injury this year, bad hamstring. Slowed him down for a month or so. That's a strike, 0-2. Sue's a big right-hander, 6'4", 220 pounds, a sophomore out of Red Bank, New Jersey. Trying to get out of the second. That just misses. Tollison, a .342 hitter on the year. Sue steps off the mound. He and Doulard will run through the signals one more time. Michael Campbell stands at second base. Popped him up right side. Mike Baxter gives way to second baseman Warner Jones, and that'll do it. Nothing happening for the Gamecocks in their half of the second. Vanderbilt.
Hi, it's Dwight Slade inviting you to tune in to Time Warner's digital cable, channel 898, to watch my live stand-up comedy show recorded right here in Columbia, South Carolina. I'll see you there.
Tune in to channel 898 and press the play button. It's that simple to see Dwight Slade's stand-up comedy. You can watch it whenever you want, as often as you want, absolutely free, with free on demand.
Only on Time Warner digital cable, free on demand.
Set the table and fire up the grill. The Pig has big cookout specials. Lean and tender medium pork spare ribs are a low $1.49 a pound. And family packs of fresh drumsticks or thighs are just 79 cents a pound. Shop the Pig's 88-cent produce sale. Tomatoes on the vine are 88 cents a pound. Yellow or white corn are 4 for 88 cents. And get more favorites on sale now. Plus, 6 packs of Pepsi-Cola products are 5 for $10. Save more on the best cookout specials at Piggly Wiggly.
Be alert. Register today.
Back at the Met, Hoover Metropolitan Stadium, 1-1 game. We move to the bottom of the second inning. South Carolina got off to a good start in this tournament. They picked up a big win in their opening game. They had to rally to defeat Ole Miss. They went extra innings, 7-6. They scored 4 runs in the 9th just to tie it. Then they knocked off Tennessee 5-1. Aaron Rawl with a great game, pitched 8 innings, 4 hits, and then defeated Arkansas 3-2 yesterday. And Brendan Wynn went 2 for 4 in that game with a couple of RBIs. Fly ball left side off the bat of Worth Scott. Keeps going, and tracked down by Michael Campbell, a couple of feet shy of the wall. But the wind blowing toward left field from right to left. Scott looking for his first hit. Now 0 for 10 in the tournament. You see the flags blowing. Yesterday we saw a couple of fly balls, or I should say 2 days ago on Friday, wind blowing similarly to right field, and a ball got out of here that we just thought was a routine pop-up. So the wind will play a factor at this park. Jonathan Doulard, the catcher. That's in there for a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, Dave, we got a couple of big guys pitching today. McCamey, also one of those big rangy guys, 6'4", 193 pounds.
Here's a chopper. Tollison, good play. Gets the out at first. Doulard doesn't run very well, but Tollison showing some good range going behind the bag at second.
He was having a hard time gathering his momentum to make that throw. He took a couple of extra steps. Fortunate to have a slow runner going down through there. And once again, you see Tollison making the good play over behind second.
Here's Ryan Klosterman with 2 down. Tollison just made that play at short. He looks at his counterpart today, Ryan Klosterman. Both wear number 8. And these are the only 2 players that have hit for a single, double, triple, and a home run in this baseball tournament. Somebody might want to go grab Tollison's bat over there at South Carolina. Klosterman has been a tough out. He hit just a really explosive shot yesterday to start our game. Over the left field fence, a towering home run. And this is not a small park. 340 down the lines, 405 to center, 375 in the alleys. Klosterman out in front. Got a real good crowd on hand today. Of course, there was some concern with that Auburn, Alabama, and Mississippi State here, but the crowds have been nice. The city of Hoover and Birmingham have come out to support this tournament once again. Off the end of the bat, right to his counterpart, and that'll do it. Tollison makes the catch. Commodores go down 1-2-3. We move to the third, tied at 1.
Nobody left off.
Create a whole new environment inside your car with Formula One window film. For an authorized dealer near you, call 1-800-653-1367. It's cooler than you think.
Ultima, Frontier, Sentra, Xterra. Lighten up now through Memorial Day. Get 0.9% financing or up to $2,500 cash back on select new Nissans. The Nissan Memorial Day sales event. Brilliant.
Move to the third inning, tied at 1. We talked to Tim Corbin about his big right-hander on the hill today, making just his 5th start of the season, but he has a 4-0 record. Here's what the coach had to say.
Jeff Sues is a big kid from New Jersey. He's got a real good arm. He's got a hard slider, and he's pitched well for us during the course of the year. He was injured in the middle of last year, and we lost him. That was a big loss for us, but he's done very well in relief, and he's got some durability and stamina, so hopefully he can take us as long as he can into the ball game.
They would love 6 innings out of Jeff Sues today, if not a complete game. But if they could get to at least the 6th inning with a tie or a lead, they would be very happy with the work of their big right-hander. 1-0 to Brian Triplett. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Jeremy Sowers, the great left-hander for Vanderbilt, the Friday night starter for the Commodores, who blanked the Bulldogs in the opener for an inning or so today, if need be, of course. Sowers today is normally his bullpen session day between starts, so why not give him some work out on the hill?
You know, Dave, you look at that record of 9-5. The earned run average of 2.75 is one of the best in college baseball. But even at 9-5, he had some tough luck pitching this year. He had a couple of losses that were tagged on that losing side of his ledger, and principally because there were some clubs that just kind of poked away at him. They didn't try to go strong with him, and he had difficulty a couple of times this year. Picked up some losses along the way.
Well, he certainly gained whatever he lost back in the opening game here Wednesday when he shut out Georgia, striking out the Bulldogs 10 times.
It's a remarkable facility for putting the ball where he wants to put it.
Much like Sue's just did to Brian Triplett. That's the second strikeout for Sue's.
Watch Jeff Sue's right here. Good movement on that ball. Kind of stayed inside a little bit. I think Triplett was a little fooled. I think he thought it was going to come a little bit more inside than it did. Had a little late action on it, coming back to the inside third of that plate.
Well, Powell steps in. He walked his first time up and came around to score after South Carolina got an RBI single from Kevin Melillo. Fly ball left field. See if the wind catches this. Garza back to the track, makes the catch, out number 2.
Take a look again Wednesday night. The pitching of Jeremy Sowers actually was in the afternoon. You can see what he's able to do. Not only is he able to put the ball exactly where he wants it, he had 10 strikeouts in that outing. Everything he wanted was remarkable. He only gave up 3 hits in that win, and that got Vandy started in this tournament.
He's good.
I'll tell you what, and right on the heels of that success was Ryan Mullins the next night. He struck out 12, picking up his win, pitching into the ninth. Had to have a little help from Jensen Lewis.
0-1 on Wynn. Make it 0-2.
It always helps when you've got 2 frontline pitchers in college baseball, particularly when you get into a tournament situation. I think it'll be a big advantage for Vanderbilt next weekend.
Well, Jeff Sue is providing a big advantage right now for the Commodores. He strikes out Brendan Wynn to end the inning. His 3rd K this afternoon.
Where is he?
Outside.
What, you thought we wouldn't find out? It's your life. You made your choice. I just thought we raised you better than that.
Buying tires is a big decision. Next time, get everything you want. Cooper Tires. Don't give up a thing.
On behalf of the athletes of Special Olympics Florida, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the 2003 Jim Thorpe Special Olympics Florida Golf Classic held at the Country Club at Heathrow. This year's tournament was truly a success thanks to our many great sponsors. Through your assistance, Special Olympics Florida gives thousands of children and adults with mental retardation the opportunity to train and compete in various sports and share their gifts, skills, and friendship with other Special Olympic athletes and the community. Once again, thanks again for helping these very special athletes.
Few Alabama fans in the crowd amongst some Gamecock supporters. Plenty of Vanderbilt fans on hand as well. Looks like a few possible Auburn supporters.
Center fielder number 6.
Good day to be at the ballpark. Make sure you get something very cold to drink or eat, and do it in a hurry. It'll melt. We move to the bottom of the 3rd inning, tied at 1. 5 hits for the Commodores, 2 for the Gamecocks. Antoine Richardson cost his team what could have been a very big inning back in the first when he was picked off at second base with nobody out when he bought the bluff of second baseman Kevin Melillo. Oh, 0-2 on Antoine. That misses high. 1-2. Vanderbilt started this game with 5 straight singles and could only muster a single run. They left the first with the bases loaded.
Not feeling any heat down there right now. He'd love to pick up this championship.
But Richardson goes down on strikes. First strikeout of the game for Zach McCamey.
Well, these two pitchers have really settled down. You can see right there. Again, Richardson was fooled. He's been fooled at second. Now he was fooled at the plate.
Warner Jones singled and picked up the lone Vanderbilt RBI in the first. 1-1 to Warner. 10 members of his family have gone to Vanderbilt and graduated. And I believe most of them with law or medical degrees as well. His father played baseball for the Commodores. Went on to play some pro ball for a while.
You think there's some subtle pressure or competition athletically within that family and academically?
Yeah. I'd say it's a pretty successful gene pool as well. Steve Pierce. Nice catch with his back to the play, running over the pitcher's mound in that Vanderbilt bullpen. Heck of a play by the first baseman.
Number 3, the designated.
Tell you what makes this play even tougher is having to run over that mound out there. You know, oftentimes when you're going back like that, you forget you're going to go into a bump. It's kind of like a speed bump in a parking lot. You're running along on flat ground, and then all of a sudden, here comes that hump, and he was still able to make the catch. Nice play.
Nicholas hammers it straight away center field, but the big park keeps it in play. Caesar Nicholas just missed a home run.
After 3 innings, South Carolina.
It amounts to the 3rd out of the inning. Nicholas put a charge into the baseball and the crowd for a moment. A fastball right above the knees. But the big park allowed Davey Gregg to make the catch along the wall.
Nicholas hit one out there the other day that the park couldn't hold. It's the one home run he has in this tournament. It went right over that 405 sign that you saw out there on the back of the center fielder, Davey Gregg.
Year-round on the internet.
Well, we mentioned a lot of Vanderbilt fans on hand. Some have a history with this baseball team. Jen Hildreth caught up with one former member of the Commodore Baseball Club that has some very fond memories.
Well, the Vanderbilt Commodores had a visit this morning from someone who knows a little bit about winning SEC championships. Scotty Madison, a member of the Commodores' 1980 SEC championship team. Heard you drove all the way over from Atlanta this morning because you just had to be here.
Well, I did such a great job yesterday at covering the games, and I told my daughter Tori, my son Trent, who hello in Atlanta. I said I was coming over to watch the Vanderbilt Commodores win today, and got a chance to see Coach Corbin. He brought me on the field and said, guys, I want you to see Scotty's championship SEC ring. That's what we're all going after.
Do you have any advice you gave the team?
Well, I told them they reminded us a lot of our team when we were in 1980. They play with a lot of passion, and they have a second-year coach in Coach Corbin, and we had a great coach in Roy Mubern in his second year, and he won an SEC champion. I said, guys, if you go out and play with passion, you've got a chance to win today.
Absolutely. Well, there, you take a look at it. This is what the Vanderbilt Commodores are going for.
Thank you very much, Jen. Nice uniforms the Commodores had. back in 1980. A great year for Commodore baseball. Trying to match that here 24 years later as we move to the 4th inning. Kevin Melillo steps in to lead it off. Joined up at our broadcast location by the commissioner of the Southeastern Conference, Mike Slive, as Melillo hits it foul out of play. Commissioner, thanks for joining us on a hot afternoon. Certainly, Larry and I have talked about it every single time we do an open about how great the baseball play has been. I know you're a baseball fan, and have you been impressed with what you've seen today?
Well,
or this week?
It's been a tremendous week. We've had 12 games, 6 one-run games, Dave. So it's been that kind of a week.
6 of the 12 games played have gone down to 1 run. And obviously concerned about Auburn, Alabama, Mississippi State not being here, but still, heads up, Commissioner, they're trying to hit you with a foul ball. You stayed still. I moved.
It's been the shortest career in broadcasting.
You're not talking about me, I hope.
Commissioner, I have to sit next to him. Trust me, he will not protect you.
You mean his hands aren't that good, huh, Larry?
Goodness gracious. Back to my question for a moment, please. Enough that I'm sweating. It's hot enough up here as it is. But you look around today and see the kind of crowd we have today. That's got to be a good statement for where this league is as a baseball conference.
Yeah, we've got a great crowd here today and a great championship game. And, you know, it's this has been a great home for us. This is our 8th year here. We've got 2 more years to go. And when you look at the accumulated crowd and the fun that we've had and what the City of Hoover's done and the Alabama Sports Foundation has done for us, it's been great.
Number 4.
Well, the hot topic today, a couple of hot topics today. First of all, regionals for the SEC, host sites. There will be 5 of those from the Southeastern Conference. You got to be pleased with that.
We are. You know, that's the most ever given, and it just reflects the quality of play in our league. You know, as you know, Dave, every year when I get a chance to sit here with you, I like to go back and take a look at the year, and we've just had a tremendous year. We've drawn 1.25 million fans. We've won 80% of our non-conference games. It's been the most competitive year since 1959 for 45 years. So it's been a wonderful year, and we deserve to have what we've gotten.
Well, here's Klosterman, a tough hop across the diamond. Gets the first baseman Steve Pierce out number 2. Another topic I want to broach for a second, and that's been talked about here because we're here all week, is the 12-team tournament. The format coming up, maybe it's up to a vote, I guess. Tell us where that is. I know the coaches, the majority of them, if not all, would like to see a 12-team tournament as opposed to this 8. Where does that stand, and what's the process?
Well, the coaches have recommended that we go from 8 to 12, and next week in Destin at our annual spring meetings, we'll sit down, and it's time for us to take a look at it, look at the pros and cons, and vote on it. You know, it's just one of those issues where you can argue both sides, I think, equally well. But I think our ADs have been thinking about it for a while, and we'll vote on it and put it behind us one way or the other.
Mike, I know there are a lot of things you have on your agenda this coming week down in Destin, Florida. Can you highlight some of those other than baseball? I mean, there are a lot of athletic concerns, at least at the administrative level right now, they're being discussed.
Well, yeah, Larry, there are. You know, this has been a very, very interesting year nationally with a lot of major issues, not the least of which is the BCS, moving from baseball to football, and we're in the middle of some very important conversations about the future of the BCS, and that's something that I'll sit down and talk with our coaches, our athletic directors and presidents about.
We'll follow up on that when we come back. Got to take a break for a moment. South Carolina's retired. We'll move to the bottom of the 4th right after.
Time for a better movie experience. Time for eye control movies that you can instantly start, pause, and rewind whenever you want. Only with Time Warner Digital Cable. Now anything's possible.
Is for women only. For women of every age. It's simple and clear. We want to take care of you. For life. From beginning your adventure toward womanhood, through the promise and pride of motherhood, through times of challenge and growth, and through the years of wisdom and insights, we're the doctors, midwives, and caregivers of Low Country Women Specialists. For all of your life, we'll be here with the care and counsel you need. So let us take care of you. For life.
Weekdays on Fox Sports Net.
Move to the bottom of the 4th inning, tied at 1. The SEC Tournament Championship game due up for Commodores. Mike Baxter, Aaron Garza, and Tony Mansolino, 5, 6, and 7. As we continue our conversation with the commissioner of the SEC, Mike Slive. You mentioned the BCS, and that'll be a topic of conversation at the upcoming spring meetings. If they do go to a 5th, if the whole thing works out, a 5th BCS Bowl, what does that mean for the SEC? For instance, my first thought was the Peach Bowl in Atlanta. Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl is an SEC commitment. If they get in the mix, just hypothetically, where does the league go? Do you have to reevaluate things?
Well,
at that time?
I think what we're going to do first is we've got to decide on the model. What is the model going to look like? There are different kinds of models. We've got about 12 different bowls interested, and a 5th bowl, Dave, could be adding a 5th bowl, or it could be doing 5 bowls in 4.
Right.
And where you could, one of the models that's been discussed is a model where you take the 1-2 game, the championship game, and play it a week after the other 4 bowls, and you have a BCS championship game, and you rotate it amongst the 4 bowls. So, and we won't be deciding where, if we go to a 5th bowl model, we won't be deciding that is where it goes for some time.
Particularly anything inside the league that is an issue that might change, that fans might see a change in the upcoming year?
I don't think so. I think that we've got some issues. We have the state grant issue that's been discussed here all week long, and we'll deal with that. But whether we deal with that within the conference or nationally is another matter. But another topic that isn't really an SEC topic, but it's one that's been of really importance to all of us, and it's been in the news, and that's of course the NCAA recruiting task force that arose out of the Colorado situation.
Right.
And we will be looking at a preliminary report and developing our own comments because there are going to be some changes, and their changes should be made, and there will be some. And the SEC wants to be sure that we get our opinions heard.
Well, it's always a positive note, I guess, but national championships, once again, the SEC has stepped forward nationally. As you look at what the league has accomplished, LSU sets the table early on in football, and you look at indoor track, LSU, phenomenal season as well. There's still some championships left to be determined on a national scale. Your thoughts about where this league stacks up with the rest around the country?
Well, the thing about this conference that people sometimes lose sight of, because we're so good in the invisible sports, baseball, football, basketball, is just how good we are across the board. Every year we win somewhere around 7 or 8 national championships. We have runners-up. Last year we had 440 All-Americans. We put 160 or 170 schools in the NCAA tournaments. So that's the thing that we sometimes lose sight of, both for men and women, that we are just competing at the highest level possible. And so we're very, very proud of the entire program.
Well, Commissioner, thanks for staying with us here for the 4th inning. Have a great spring meeting. We'll see you in the fall.
Thanks, David. Good to be with you. Larry, nice to see you.
Mike, good to see you.
Thank you.
My husband has another job during the day, so it leaves me and my son here with the girls to do the dairy chores. Come on, girls. I get a lot of backaches because of all the lifting I do. 60 pounds. I don't know, 70 pounds? 30 pounds. And this is about an ounce. If I had to wait for tablets to stop the pain, I'd never get it all done. VC powder works fast. I love what I do. I'll be taking VC powder till the cows come home.
Log on to SECSports.com for the most up-to-the-minute insight on all your favorite SEC teams. It's all there. You can listen to weekly coaches' press conferences, watch real-time coverage of SEC championships, get a free subscription to the SEC Insider, and instantly access SECStore.com for all your favorite SEC merchandise. And new this year, younger fans can click over to SECKids.com. So if you're into it, then get into it at SECSports.com.
South Carolina in the 5th inning.
Welcome back, top of the 5th. South Carolina, Vanderbilt cruising along, tied at 1. I'll send it over to my partner Larry Conley for a couple innings.
Thanks, Dave, and I'll immediately tell you there's a base hit to right field for Ryan Mahoney, the designated hitter for South Carolina, as he starts off the 5th in the positive mode for the Gamecocks.
Number 29.
Mahoney's at first, and it'll bring up the center fielder, the number 9 hitter, Davey Gregg. Good to talk to the commissioner.
Absolutely. Got a great stats guy, but he's all all about some of those numbers. It's got to be Charles Bloom of the SEC office.
Here's Gregg up. Lead by Mahoney. Seuss delivers. There's the bunt down the right side. Seuss is trying to get over in a hurry. Is he going to get him? Not in time. Good job by Gregg getting down that line. And a good start for the Gamecocks. A line drive single to right to started by Mahoney, and then Gregg with a nice bunt down that right side. And they've now got runners at first and second as we move to the top of the order. Stephen Tollison.
I would love to see a race between Davy Gregg and Antoine Richardson. Two speedsters, one for Vanderbilt, and here's South Carolina's roadrunner. Look at Gregg get down the line.
Well, Seuss in a little hot water right now. South Carolina's got the top of their order. Tollison, Triplett, and Powell ready to go. Both pitchers have settled down after giving a 1 run each in each of their respective innings. Seuss with a look back at second. Tollison turns to bunt, takes it, and still a strike. 0-1.
Back to the commissioner's slide for just a second, Larry. We'll have a long conversation with him on SEC TV on Thursday night to get more in depth about what's happening around the Southeastern Conference, what we can look for. He's really got this conference headed in the right direction. I think everybody's very pleased with the job he has done in his tenure in the SEC. And not only that, he's just a good guy.
Well, he has a lot of respect and really takes a lot of interest in all of the visible and the non-visible sports.
Absolutely.
I mean, we all know about the football and basketball in the Southeastern Conference and how good it is, but he also takes a great interest in all of the sports that are not nearly as visible. There's a bunt out in front of the plate. Hustling out there is Douillard, and it's going to be a foul ball, or is it going to be an out?
It hit him.
Yeah,
He's
it
out.
did. Here comes Ray Tanner. He's going to come out and argue.
Douillard came out of the crouch behind the plate and immediately said, hey, that hit him.
Again, if the ball hits the batter after he drops it down in fair territory, it did. It came up and hit his helmet. He was in fair territory and the ball hit him. The runners must go back. How about that?
I think it might have hit him twice. Off the shoulder and then off the top of the helmet.
Number 9, third baseman Brian Triplett.
That'll bring up Brian Triplett, the third baseman.
That's a tough break. A score that 2 unassisted. That's how that will go down in the book.
It's an unusual play you don't see happen very often. And there's another attempted bunt right there by Triplett. He misses and it's a strike. Tough break for Tollison right there. Had he been able to get the bunt down, the Gamecocks would have had runners at second and third. And there are 2 and 3 hitters coming up. As it stands, Triplett now must look at 2 runners at first and second. Seuss got a break. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a bunt again. Pop up. Hustling backward. Catch by Douillard. Well, 2 attempted bunts by South Carolina, and both of them went awry. Douillard with a nice catch.
We've talked about catchers all year long. Who needs fielders when you got a catcher like Douillard back there?
Well, here's Landon Powell. He thought he was going to have a richer environment at the plate than what he's got. Hitting from the left side, he was the only guy to score a run for the Gamecocks so far as he walked back in the first, and Melillo drove him home with a single. He swings and misses a Seuss pitch, 0-1. The Douillard right here, hustling back. Kind of like one of those plays we've seen in the outfield all week long. A good dive, but this time it was behind the plate. Landon Powell ready. He swings and misses again. 0-2. Landon Powell, the All-SEC performer 2 years in a row. Just a terrific catcher. Does it with his arm, he does it with his bat, and he does it with some awfully good leadership. Right now, he's behind in the count, 0-2 to Seuss. Fastball up and away, 1-2. Dave, what we thought was going to be a hitter's paradise when this game started, all of a sudden has turned into a pitcher's battle. Both guys have settled down. Seuss delivers a foul to the left side by Powell, and we'll do it again. I'm going to tell you, a lot of Vandy fans have made their way down here. Looking behind that Vanderbilt bench over there, a lot of them standing. That staccato applause that always accompanies the pitcher who's ready to get the strikeout. That's what they want. Here comes the 1-2. Fouled off right at the plate. We'll do that again. We were talking about the pitching in this league. How about the tournament pitching for these teams in this conference? The earned run average is 2.87 for all the games played. The starters was 2.28. Only 2.5 walks per game and almost 7.5 strikeouts per game. It has been strictly a pitcher's performance all week. Foul back again by Powell. He's making it tough on Seuss out there.
Powell might be one of the better two-strike hitters in the country. Staying alive. Seuss is throwing his best stuff.
Powell was battling for a triple crown in the SEC. He had the guy at the second base at Vanderbilt beat him and hit him. But he hit .355 this year. He led this conference in home runs with 19. And he had a very respectable 64 runs batted in. That's a pretty good year for a college baseball player. Short leads by the two runners. Powell's ready, so is Seuss. Powell again. How many is that, 6 or 7 now? 7. He has fouled off 6 in a row. Well, you can take a look at what South Carolina has been able to contribute to the Southeastern Conference. Landon Powell, the home run leader this year. Ron Peters in 2002, he hit him out everywhere. Tim Whitaker, Jeff Parnell. Looks like they have a lot of home run hitters that come out of Columbia. Down low. We'll go full, and that'll give the runners a head start.
What does Seuss bring now? Perhaps his best pitch is his hard slider. Does he come with that here?
Yeah, we heard Tim Corbin talk about that earlier. I think that's the pitch you've got to deliver to Powell right now. You don't want one of those dead reds right down the middle, not to Landon Powell.
And you'd love to get Powell here with Wynn on deck. Wynn, 18 homers, 63 RBIs this year, or waits on deck.
Ground ball toward first. It'll be foul. We'll do it again. Well, Landon Powell really making it tough on Jeff Seuss out there.
Larry, this is a 12-pitch at-bat to this point.
Tell you what, that'll take a little bit out of you in a day like today. As hot as it is, and Seuss is used to coming out of that bullpen. This is only his 5th start of the year and his 19th appearance. Down low. Powell enticed that walk. Good at-bat by Landon Powell. And once again, the bases are loaded for South Carolina. It'll bring up Brendan Wynn, the right fielder.
13 pitches. That at-bat, and Powell draws a walk. And you're right, Larry. I think Seuss just did not want to send him something straight over the middle of the plate and try to overpower Powell with a fastball. But Landon Powell, 13-pitch at-bat before he draws a walk.
Third walk issued by Seuss as he delivers a pitch for a strike on the inside corner to Brendan Wynn. Wynn today 1 for 2, a single back in the first. He was left stranded over at first base and struck out in the third.
79 pitches for Seuss.
Ahead in the count, 0-1. Goes outside, 1-1. You know, oftentimes you take guys out of the bullpen that are used to those short stints. You look at what Brendan Wynn has been able to do this season with the bases loaded. He has yet to deliver a base hit. He 1-2. To finish up that point, most of the pitchers coming out of the bullpen have those short stints so they don't wear down. As we look at the 82nd pitch delivered by Seuss. The second strike, and once again the Vanderbilt fans on their feet wanting the strikeout. Seuss is ready. The tough hitting win is ready. Flies to right field. Scott going back toward the warning track. He's got it. Well, the Gamecocks threatened, but they leave 3 on the bags as Seuss battles back. We still got a 1-1 game in the championship of the SEC tournament.
Create a whole new environment inside your car with Formula One window film. For an authorized dealer near you, call 1-800-653-1367. It's cooler than you think.
The V-Chip and you. Parents, you decide what's right for your family. Everything from what they eat to what they play with. So isn't it important to supervise what they watch on TV? Using the TV ratings at the start of every program in conjunction with the V-Chip found in most newer sets, you can block the programs you find unsuitable for your family. And it's so easy to use. To learn more, visit this website or call the number on your screen. You can't always be there, but with a V-Chip, you are in control.
SEC. Well, what has been typical all week long has been good pitching, and we're getting it again here this afternoon at the Met in Hoover, Alabama. Game 13, the championship game of the Southeastern Conference baseball tournament. You know, this has been a good track for a number of teams that lead the way to the major leagues. And I will tell you one thing, we've got a number of them, I think, in both of these clubs, Dave. They're going to make it up there at some point in their future.
Well, there's perhaps at least one that we know of that'll be a top 10 pick, perhaps, maybe top 15 in the upcoming professional baseball draft. That's Jeremy Sowers over at Vanderbilt. And there's been some talk that maybe Ryan Klosterman has played his way into a pretty high draft pick.
Got a lot of folks out today, not just the ones from Nashville and Columbia and their respective Tennessee and South Carolina states. Got a lot of youngsters from around the Birmingham area who've come out today to watch this championship game. And for the first time since we went away from divisional tournaments, an Eastern Division team is going to win this tournament. There's a swing and a miss. Worth Scott couldn't catch up with a pitch by McCamey. 0-1. McCamey with a second pitch, breaking ball up and out of the strike zone. 1-1. I think Worth Scott hit a bigger home run than the one he hit last year to get their club into the SEC tournament. Really just delivered a base hit to right field. Get something started here in the 5th for Vanderbilt. Talking about that home run that he got against Tennessee last year to get Vandy into this tournament.
Number 15, the catcher.
Well, this wasn't a home run, but he hit it hard past the glove of Kevin Melillo out in right field. But it was a 9th inning walk-off home run after Vanderbilt had to sweep Tennessee to get to the SEC baseball tournament. In Nashville, after Vandy took games 1 and 2, they needed the Worth Scott walk-off homer in the 9th to get here a year ago.
Dullard squared around as if he was going to bunt, took the pitch, and it was still a strike. 0-1. Grounded out short to first, back in the second. So far is 4 for 9 in this tournament. He came into this game as the leading hitter. There goes the runner to second. Powell throws from his knees. Collison couldn't come up with it. Couldn't come up with the ball. It goes into center field. Hustling to third will be Scott Worth. And now Vandy has a runner down at third. That's going to be an error on the catcher, Powell, who very seldom makes an error.
An awkward throw from Landon Powell. That was Benito Santiago style, but you know what? That'd have been a close play. Had Tolleson been able to get the ball, Scott might have been nailed at second base. That's how quickly Powell got the ball down to second base, but of course an errant throw.
Look at this little slap. Is it going to make it? It does. Dullard with a single over the outstretched arms of Tolleson. That's how big that play was. Allowing Scott Worth to score from third, and Vandy takes the lead 2-1.
Number 8, shortstop, Ryan Klosterman.
Vanderbilt, one of the best teams at going the other way with it. You don't need to get a lot of power on these bats, these aluminum bats. And Doulard knew exactly what he had to do.
About the hustle by Scott that time to get over to third base. Got himself in position to score. Brings up Ryan Klosterman, the leadoff hitter. Throw over, not in time. This Vandy team has been battling all year long. There's the pitch. Klosterman bunts it to the right side. It'll be foul.
I think Vanderbilt has finally gotten to a point that they take a field like a South Carolina. Tim Corbin's done a nice job in making his team believe in themselves. It's just we've seen it time and time again. We've seen them quite a few times this year, Larry. They just come out with an air of confidence about themselves that maybe wasn't there before.
Well, it helps when you've got two front line pitchers that you can trot out there, almost assure yourself of the win every time they go out there. Sowers and Mullins have had great years, and that starts the confidence, and it's just built. And then you've got a great hitter like Warner Jones down at second base. Everybody just kind of feeds off of the confidence of those three guys. I think they're the three leaders on this team. There's a swing and a miss. Klosterman down on strikes.
Boy, is that big.
Boy, McCamey with a nice off-speed breaking pitch.
Number 6.
First out of the inning, a nasty breaking ball that Klosterman was way out in front. And I'm sure Klosterman just tips his cap to McCamey, threw him a good pitch.
Antoine Richardson will be up. He's picked off in a very strange play back in the first inning. He bunts, goes to the right side. McCamey can't come up with it. Kind of speed Richardson's got. If it doesn't get in the glove immediately, you're not going to get him. Base hit. Good drag bunt that time by Antoine Richardson.
Larry, last inning we saw Davy Gregg of South Carolina, great wheels, do a very similar thing at the plate and beat the throw to first. This time Richardson, the speedster for Vanderbilt, able to do it. And I said it before, I would love to take these guys after this game today and just have them run a 50-yard sprint. It'd be a great race, Gregg and Richardson.
Well, it's been a good inning so far for the Vandy Commodores. Worth Scott started it off with a line drive single to right field. Doulard got that little punch single out over the shortstop Tollison's glove into left center, which drove him home from third. All of that occurred after, of course, he stole second base and went to third on the throwing error by Landon Powell. And now Vanderbilt threatening again. Runners at first and second and only one down. And the league's leading hitter, Warner Jones, stands in. He's 1 for 2. A single and an RBI back in the first. And he popped up to the first baseman in the third inning. So Ray Tanner go out and have a conversation with McCamey. Probably just to remind him that this guy is the league leading hitter.
McCamey threw 22 pitches in the first, then he really settled down. He went 7, 9, and 6 over the second, third, and fourth for 22 pitches. He's thrown 11 here.
Jones chased a bad one right there, goes out to center field, and Davy Gregg's got a beat on it. And there's the second out here in the fifth. That ball was up around eyeball high.
You know, Tim Corbin's told us before that he just quit worrying about Warner Jones' strike zone. He said he used to be baffled by some of the pitches he'd swing at, but that's just how he hits.
To bring up Caesar Nicholas, the designated hitter. He hit one a long way to center field, approximately 402 feet out there that Davy Gregg reined in. Back in the fourth, he put a charge into one, make that back in the third inning. He also has an infield single.
That might be Nicholas's first infield single all year.
Maybe in his career. Pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Nicholas having a good tournament, 6 for 14 so far. Both of these clubs got to the championship game, just having to play 3 games in this double elimination tournament. Neither one of them came out of the loser's bracket, which is a great aid for your pitching when you reach this Sunday afternoon.
In this kind of heat especially, you got a couple of extra guys that you normally wouldn't have available.
Nicholas is ready. Big strapping guy sends the ball into right center field, hustling over his wind, and he's got it. Oh, Nicholas hit it hard again, but Vandy picked up a run. 2-1. Well, we were talking about earlier the players that we think are going to make it in the major leagues. These are the ones that are already there. David Eckstein with Florida is a shortstop for the Angels. Adam Everett, a shortstop for South Carolina, shortstop of the Astros. And, of course, Todd Helton from Tennessee, the first baseman for the Rockies. Tim Hudson, the great pitcher for Auburn, is a pitcher for the A's. Rafael Palmeiro, Mississippi State, first baseman with the Orioles, among others. And, of course, Frank Thomas of Auburn, the first baseman with the White Sox. And Brad Wilkerson, the most recent acquisition in Major League Baseball from Florida, an outfielder for the Expos. Here's some other guys, former SEC players, who are now prominent major leaguers, and it's a pretty good list, Dave.
Brandon Webb, former right-hander out of Kentucky, making some noise with the D-backs. Eric DeBose, another great pitcher out of this league. R.A. Dickey played at Tennessee. Joe Randa, another Vol, he's with Kansas City. And David DeLucci having a great year for the Texas Rangers. Rangers playing pretty good baseball without A-Rod.
Well, they got some money to spread around. All right, we'll move to the 6th inning. Kevin Melillo hitting from the left side. Shortstop or second baseman takes a look at the pitch outside for May. No, I'm sorry, it was a strike. Melillo looks at the pitch outside. 1-1. Vandy defense backed up at short and second, pretty much straight away in the outfield. There's another attempted butt, goes over the pitcher's head. They're not going to have a play. Well, you talk about putting it in the right place. Have we seen some punting in this game?
Number 4, first baseman Steve Pierce.
Well, Melillo put that exactly where he wanted to put it, right over Seuss's head. Klosterman had no play.
Well, this is what Melillo was working on when he came back from his wrist injury with his coach, just putting enough on the ball to hit it either over the third baseman, first baseman, or pitcher's head, a little running bunt. And I guess that practice paid off. And Melillo with good wheels getting down that line.
Steve Pierce, the first baseman, stands in. Melillo a threat to run. He has 5 stolen bases. In fact, he's perfect this year, 5 for 5. Michael Campbell, the left fielder, on deck. Pierce today 0 for 2. Grounded out to second, grounded out to short. Short conversation by Warner Jones, in to talk to Jeff Seuss. Ray Tanner trying to get back to Omaha again. He's been there the last 2 years. The South Carolina team has been very, very tough. Pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Pierce, the junior out of Lakeland, Florida, went to Indian River Community College over in Fort Pierce, Florida. Swings and hammers it. Foul to the left side. There goes the scramble. Who you betting on? There's about 20 kids out there. The little guy got it. All right.
Look at Look at how great is that?
Nobody's going to get that away from him. Oh, that's wonderful. Line drive into right center field and a base hit for Pierce. Heading to second, going to third. Here comes the throw. They're not going to get him. Good hustle by Melillo. I was a little surprised he made that turn. That ball was not hit very deep into right center. Jim Tolman, the third base coach over there for South Carolina, saying, man, I don't know how you got here, but I'm glad you're here.
you got to take a chance every now and then. I think Melillo knew his team needed a spark. Ball wasn't hit very hard. Or Scott out in right field. Throw was off the line. I don't know that it would have gotten him had it been. Yeah, I think it would have. A good throw would have probably gotten Melillo.
Where Scott got over there in plenty of time to pick it up. I think he was surprised to see Melillo make that turn at second and go to third. Now the Gamecocks with runners on the corners. Eric Johnson, he's going to go out and have a conversation with his pitcher. Jeff Seuss has been terrific. He's only given up the 1 run. That was the first inning.
94 pitches for Seuss as Stephen Shaow gets loose in that bullpen. The left-hander got the start in the outfield yesterday for Vanderbilt.
They're going to stay with Seuss. Michael Campbell, who walked back in the second inning, was out to the first baseman unassisted in the fourth. Will have a chance to do some damage here for the Gamecocks. Campbell hitting the number 7 spot in the batting order. Short lead over there by Pierce. Melillo off a third. Foul ball to the left side. 0-1. They'd love to jump that fence, wouldn't they? Every one of them. Oh, and 1. Jeff Seuss into his 6th inning of work. He's got some work to do right now. Here's the pitch. Foul almost the same spot, a little bit higher up. 0-2.
I wonder how my boy's doing that got the foul ball a few minutes ago. Made the 1/4 mile sprint back to his dad, show him what he got. I wonder how he's doing. I wonder if he's back in the mix.
Oh, yeah. He's back in the hunt. Seuss ahead in the count, 0-2 to Campbell. Pitch outside, 1-2. Michael Campbell out of Winchester, Virginia. In fact, his dad was a football player at Virginia Tech. Up there in beautiful Blacksburg, Virginia. Seuss, the right-hander, delivers. There's a shot to right center field. That'll get a run home. Turning and heading for third is Pierce. Here comes the throw. Same situation. The runners at the corners, but the Gamecocks have tied it up 2-2. Campbell delivers the base hit, his 47th run batted in.
Seuss just left it out over the plate just enough for Michael Campbell to stroke it into right center field. And an easy run for Kevin Melillo. And for Michael Campbell, that's his 47th RBI, and that'll do it for Jeff Seuss as he was nearing the 100 pitch mark. And we'll see another left-hander, Stephen Shaow, make his way to the mound. Good hand for Jeff Seuss.
Tire is proud to be the official tire of the Southeastern Conference. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing.
Stephen Shaow steps in, the freshman out of Hermitage, Tennessee. 5'11", 172 pounds, takes over, making his 16th appearance. He's actually started a couple of games this year. Thrown 27 innings, has that 3.90 ERA, 4-0 on the season. Same record as Jeff Seuss, the man he replaced. Shaow with 29 strikeouts, just 7 walks, so a guy that throws strikes. Opponents hit just .216 against the left-hander. A multi-position player, can also play in the outfield for this Commodore team. And he will take over in a 2-2 game here in the 6th. It's a big game for the Commodores, and well, we talked to Tim Corbin about the setting and the situation.
1980 was the last time Vanderbilt had won an SEC championship, and just means a lot to the kids more than anything. I mean, you set out to do things like this at the beginning of the year, and you know, for them, it would be the greatest reward of all the hard work that they've put in since the day they got to school in August.
Well, it's going to be a tough afternoon right now because the Gamecocks are threatening. After 3 straight hits, Sheo has been thrown into the fire. Tim Corbin had to go to his bullpen. He's brought the left-hander in, and he's going to have to face in his first batter, Ryan Mahoney, the designated hitter, who had a single back in the 5th.
The change-up, pinch hitter Hank Park steps in for Mahoney.
St. Parks will be hitting from the right side. Sheo delivers, foul back. Well, the wheels are turning today, huh?
As they say, everybody's available on championship game day.
Well, Mahoney was a left-handed hitter. He is lifted in favor of the right-handed hitting Parks against the left-hander Sheo. South Carolina's tied it up here in the 6th, 2-2. Left-hander delivers. Inside for a ball, 1-1. Parks this year hitting .245. He's got a couple of doubles. Got 6 home runs, so he's got some pop, and he's driven in 22 runs this year. On is the pinch hitter. He looks at the 1-1 pitch, swings and misses an off-speed breaking pitch. Sheo delivered a good one on that one.
Oh, did he ever? He had Parks swinging about 2 seconds before the pitch came near the plate. Oh, that's nasty.
So Sheo ahead in the count. Short leads by both runners. Another breaking pitch, and he missed it. Did he foul it? No, he did not. I thought for a moment, I thought he thought it was a foul.
He did foul it, but Doulard held on.
Number 29, center fielder David Gregg.
One more look. Doulard held on.
You know what? I think what happened there was the look down to the first base umpire to see if the ball was fouled and it hit in the ground. He caught that ball before it got into the dirt. So 1 down. Parks is a strikeout victim. It'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Davey Gregg.
One more look at it from a different angle, and he still caught it. You could look at that all day, and he'd still catch it.
Still the runners at the corners, and now Gregg has to produce. The center fielder is 1 for 2. Struck out back in the 2nd, and a bunt single in the 5th. We've had a bunting exhibition in this game so far. Gregg looks at the pitch outside, 1-1.
Gregg's hit Vanderbilt well this year, 7 of 12 this season. South Carolina took 2 of 3 from Vandy and Nashville earlier this year.
Breaking pitch, base hit, left center field. South Carolina takes the lead. Davey Gregg delivers his 2nd hit of the day, his 24th run batted in of the year. 4 hits in the inning for South Carolina.
Davey Gregg did a great job staying back on the breaking pitch. Sheo had fooled Hank Parks before with a plethora of breaking balls. Gregg knew one was coming and stayed back on it.
Now we go to the top of the order. Stephen Tollison. Tollison so far 0 for 3. Flew out to the center fielder, popped up to the 2nd baseman, and our scoring is catcher unassisted. He ran into his own bunt back in the 5th inning. In fair territory, was ruled out. Really had an effect on that inning too, because they had 2 runners on when he attempted to move them along with that bunt. He was unable to do it. South Carolina's picked up 2 big runs here in the 6th inning to take the lead. There's a ball hit down that left side, foul. 0-2.
We've had 6 one-run games out of the 12 that have been played. Do we have a 7th in store?
We've also had 4 extra inning games among those 12. Sheo ahead in the count, off speed again. Pulled foul to the left side. Dave, I think this has been one of the most entertaining baseball tournaments I've had a chance to witness in a long time. Not just the pitching and the defense, which has been outstanding, but some good strategy. I mean, good play on the part of all the teams that came into this tournament. And that will be extended into next week. Swing and a miss. Got him. Good off-speed breaking pitch. Sheo got him. Second strikeout of the inning. Bring up Brian Triplett, the third baseman.
On the top of the South Carolina order today, 0 for 8. Hitters 1, 2, and 3 have yet to get a hit. Tollison, the leadoff man, the last, and now here's Triplett, who hit second in the lineup. But hitters 4 through 9 are 8 for 17 for the Gamecocks.
As you indicated, Triplett 0 for 3 today. He's had a struggle in this tournament. He is 1 for 12 so far. The Gilbert, South Carolina native. Came out of junior college at Spartanburg Methodist. Triplett calls time.
When you talk about the great quality of play, Larry, and nobody likes 3.5-hour baseball games. They just drag on and on and on. We've had well-played, quick baseball games. Games that take 2:45, 2.5 hours. Things have just moved. The flow of this entire tournament has been exceptional. We had a 3-hour game. We went 12 innings yesterday with Vanderbilt in Florida, but kept you on the edge of your seat throughout.
Triplett falls behind, 0-2 in the count.
And you know what? Players have played hard. The coaches have coached about as hard as they can coach in this tournament.
One and 2. Gamecocks still have a runner in scoring position down at second base in the form of Michael Campbell. Breaking pitch down in the dirt. 2-2. Vanderbilt trying to win an SEC championship, something they have not done since 1980. South Carolina trying to pick up their first tournament championship. But it will be an Eastern Division team, that we know. Breaking pitch, hit toward third. Mansolino in, quickly over to first. Got him. Had to wait for that call at first, I wasn't sure. Boy, Sheo did a nice job, but not before Michael Campbell delivered a single and an RBI, followed up by Davey Gregg's RBI single.
Whoa! Whoa! Rich! You can spend sand dollars if you're stranded on a deserted island, but you could win $1 million real dollars in the lottery summer promotion, Carolina Millionaire! To enter, mail in $20 worth of non-winning tickets from any of these 4 games for a chance to win $1 million or a trip to the Caribbean. Our next millionaire could be you.
M&M Construction and Realty has a goal to provide the utmost in product quality while maintaining a clear focus on customer affordability and satisfaction. Maynard Wren, CEO of M&M, believes in helping restore the lost quality in today's workmanship by constructing beautiful homes for his customers. From traditional to colonial or contemporary, M&M can build a quality custom home and modify speculative homes to the customer's requests. M&M Construction and Realty, now building at Brittleford Ridge, Southern Magnolias, and in Johns Island.
Saturday at 8 on Fox Sports Net.
You know, Dave, there are all kinds of ways to watch a baseball game and also to get involved. One of them is to make sure you get those foul balls and make sure nobody else gets it away from you. Dad, I want to show you what I got today. And I had to fight 20 guys to get this.
I like the woo when he caught it. That was a good touch.
Let's go down to Jen Hilder. Jen, what do you got for us?
I don't know if what I've got is as great as that kid catching that ball. That was pretty good. I think I might go out on that hill a little later. But, you know, 2 Eastern Division teams meeting in the SEC Championship game here today. It's a rarity because since the SEC went to this tournament format in 1996, no 2 Eastern Division teams have ever met for the title. 2 teams from the Western Division have met 5 times in the past 8 years, and a team from the Western Division has won the SEC tournament title the past 8 years. Well, not so this year. Chalk this one up for the East.
Yeah, and probably well-deserved because these 2 clubs were the 2 best pitching teams in this tournament, and they have made their way into this championship game. Here's the past champions of the Southeastern Conference, as Jen indicated, all of them from the Western Division. Ground ball hit down towards short. Tollison's got it. He throws across, and there's the first out here in the 6th. 1 up and 1 down. Baxter gone. He'll bring up Aaron Garza, the left fielder. Let's go back and take a look again at those champions. And as Jen indicated, they are all out of the Western Division since 1996. Most of them read Alabama.
South Carolina had a chance in 2002, couldn't pull it off.
Aaron Garza, the right-handed hitter, 0 for 2 today. Puts the bunt out, pulls it back, takes a strike. Garza out of Austin, Texas, into an awfully good high school baseball program out there, Westlake High School. He sends one to left field, a base hit. So Vandy's got a runner aboard. Garza trots down to first. It'll bring up the third baseman, Tony Mansolino.
Number 9, third baseman, Tony Mansolino.
First hit of the afternoon for Aaron Garza. Mansolino 0 for 2 today.
Mansolino just 1 for 14 in this tournament.
Boy, it was a big one, though. There's a pitch outside for a ball. He scored the winning run yesterday. Got Vanderbilt into this championship game. He started the rally with a single with Klosterman's bat. 2-0. Zach McCamey pitching into the 6th inning here for the South Carolina Gamecocks. Pop foul off to the right side. Hustling over there, Pierce. Got it.
He
nice
did it again.
Play. Well, that is the 2nd time he's gone with his back to the infield to make that play.
Folks, I don't think we'll really get an appreciation for how tough this is. Running away from the play. Pierce, for the 2nd time, makes the play in foul territory. This time he didn't have to contend with running over the pitcher's mound in that bullpen, but those are 2 dynamite defensive plays by Steve Pierce.
Bring up the right fielder, Worth Scott. Scott looks at a breaking pitch out of the strike zone, 1-0. Watch Pierce again. I mean, he's got it measured all the way. Even knows where the stands are. A bit of a snow cone right there on the end. Stayed in the glove, though. Good play. There's a strike, 1-1. Where Scott looks at a pitch outside, 2-1. Scott had a base hit back in the 5th. Stole second, went to third on a Landon Powell error and scored a 2nd run for Vandy there in the 5th. Right now it's a 2-2 count. McCamey, the South Carolina pitcher, has settled in after giving up that initial run in the 1st inning. Has shut out Vanderbilt. Except for that run in the 5th inning. He had 3 good ones in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and there's the foul right there. Worth Scott lining it back into the net. Aaron Garza with a short lead over at first. McCamey delivers, breaking pitch, got him. Well, Kamey is doing a nice job out there. Aaron Garza singled. He was left stranded at first base. We have completed 6 innings. South Carolina has taken a 3-2 lead. Well, Jen Hildreth has interviewed a lot of people while we've been here. She's got one crazy fan from South Carolina she wants to introduce right now.
Guys, there's one fan in the South Carolina section that I know has drawn a couple of laughs. Dave, I know you in particular laughed at this guy yesterday. This is Cocky. This is Ron Albertelli. Why don't you tell us about this character next to you here?
Well, this character next to me is a guy who was created as a store display for a store in Columbia, South Carolina. And I had an idea a long time ago because I was rebuilding a Volkswagen convertible and I wanted him sitting in the back seat. So for 4 years, we tried to talk the store out of selling it to it. I wasn't successful, and 2 years ago, my girlfriend was, and she talked him out of the chicken, and I got it as a Christmas present 2 years ago, wrapped up in a refrigerator box.
And now he comes to all the games, and there's not actually a person in there.
Not actually a person in there because NCAA has a ruling, once you get into NCAA play, that live mascots are not allowed in the stadium. And because we also take a live mascot called Cocky Doodle-Loo to all of the baseball games at home, and he can't travel into the stadiums when we're away, we got this because this is our answer to a non-live mascot. The only problem is when I go to Omaha, I have to buy him a ticket because they won't let him come in and sit down as they do here at the SEC tournament for nothing. I have to buy him a ticket so that he has a place to sit.
Well, how about that? He's gone to the Omaha the last 2 years, and he's got his own ticket. Pretty devoted South Carolina fans here.
Absolutely. Doesn't miss a game.
You know, Jen, I got to tell you, Dave, we have watched this guy carry that mascot in and out of all the South Carolina games. There he is again. I don't know how in the world he carries that thing around, but he's sitting there, and that's his buddy.
He just heaves it over the shoulder like he fooled me when he walked into the building earlier this week. I was like, I thought somebody got hurt inside there, but that's dedication, brother. On a hot day, lugging that thing in here.
Dave, I'm going to give it back to you for the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning here in the championship game, and I'll give you Landon Powell, the switch-hitting catcher.
Thank you very much, Larry. In a 3-2 baseball game. South Carolina scored 2 in the 6th to take this 1-run advantage. Landon Powell has a couple of walks and scored a run. Powell is also flied out. The switch-hitting Powell will now hit from the right side. Not necessarily the correct side, just the right side. 2-1. Sheo in relief of Jeff Sues, who did a nice job until he just ran out of gas on a hot day. Boy, Powell just rockets it right back up the middle. The sound off the aluminum bat from Landon Powell is a little bit different than most. I remember when I was, just listen.
9th hit delivered today by the South Carolina Gamecocks. They've got 3 runs to show for it. They are out in front. Sheo on in relief.
I've had an opportunity to hang around some Major League batting cages during batting practice before, and Andres Galarraga, the former Brave, had a concussion off his bat that was remarkable. The butt laid down. Sheo decides to go to second. And Landon Powell almost got nailed.
David, I'm not sure what happened on that play right there. Sheo was going to go to first. It's the responsibility of the catcher, in this case, Douillard, to make the call. He tells the pitcher where to throw it, and all of a sudden, instead of going to first, he decided to go to second. Watch this. Now, Douillard is up. See, he's going to go to first, and now all of a sudden he makes a decision to go to second. Just wondering if Jones didn't get over there in time to first base.
Ray Tanner comes out to talk to Kevin Melillo about the situation he'll see with 2 on, nobody out here in the 7th. They're going to score it, a sacrifice and an E on Sheo. is in there for a strike. 0-1.
You know, I got to tell you, I mean, standing right there to receive the throw was the first baseman, and why Sheo decided to go to second base, I'm not quite sure I understand why.
Good call by our official scorer, I think. I think what happened, somebody probably shouted out to Sheo, 2-2-2. And he thought he had to play at second base. Here's another bunt. Doulard hits the out at third base.
Dave, I think I've seen more bunts in this game than I have seen in a college baseball game in the last 10 years.
First baseman, Steve Pierce.
Watch this bunt again. Melillo bunted for a single back in the 6th inning. This time he's trying to move the runners along, and he's unsuccessful. Doulard with a nice throw down to third base. Mansolino takes it, and now South Carolina's got one out with the runners at first and second.
Here's Pierce. Looks like he'll swing away. Campbell's on deck. They've changed the scoring on that last play when Sheo went to second to a sacrifice fielder's choice. No error on the play for the pitcher. How about that? Take that, Larry.
I would agree with that. I think you're penalizing the pitcher there on a particular play that maybe he didn't have full control of. I think maybe the catcher may have influenced him.
That missed just inside. 2-1 the count to Pierce. South Carolina beat Ole Miss 7-6. Tennessee 5-1. Arkansas 3-2. That's how they got here. Vanderbilt beat Georgia 6-0. Florida 3-0. And then 6-5 and 12 against the Gators yesterday. Rocket. Foul into that corner. Aaron Garza's had quite a few strolls down there to pick up some foul balls.
He's becoming a very popular guy out there.
2-2 the count to Pierce. One down. Vandy would love a double play right here to get out of the inning. South Carolina with a 9-hit attack. They match Vanderbilt in that department. Off-speed pitch fouled off at the plate. Vanderbilt has a great double play combination at Klosterman and Jones at short and second respectively. Fouled off again. Pierce hanging tough. We saw Landon Powell have a 13-pitch at bat earlier today and finally drew a walk.
Good job, man. Good job.
Misses outside, goes to full, 3-2. Campbell waits on deck. He singled and picked up an RBI his last time up in the 6th. Sheo delivers. Ground ball. Foul ball, just foul. That would have been a real tough play for Tony Mansolino.
I talked earlier when we were talking about the infielders as we went around and introduced all of them, and I said Mansolino had a great arm. That would have tested it right there.
It's the 2004 SEC Tournament Championship game. Glad you could be with us. Dave Neal, Larry Conley, and Jen Hildreth has joined us this year for the 2004 tournament to upgrade our crew. Glad you could be with us as South Carolina and Vanderbilt battle it out for the trophy. Fly ball, left field, hooking foul. And the scramble is on.
Now that's a pile. Is it a fumble?
And the Oakland A's win the battle. Here's the payoff again with one down. Foul back.
This is getting treacherous out there on that bank.
Tenth pitch coming for Steve Pierce. Shale came with a fastball the last time as he changed speeds. Hard slider. Got him. Slider came in on Pierce and he couldn't get it off his hands.
Number 7.
Third strike. Strikeout registered by Shale, and that might have been his best one. That ball came right in on his hands. Well, that was a good pitch right there, Dave.
Told you moments ago, Campbell in the 6th RBI single. This is it. Waited on a breaking pitch and slapped it to the left side. Picked up the RBI. As Kevin Melillo easily strolled the 90 feet from third. Breaking pitch fooled Campbell that time. Campbell's like, whoa, that was pretty good. Looking back at Sheo. Slider foul back, 0-2 on Campbell. Fouled again. We heard the commissioner say moments ago when he joined us here in our broadcast position, a couple more years here at the Met, if not longer, but at least 2 more years. Couldn't be a finer home to this tournament. Fly ball left field. Garza on the run, makes the catch as the ball was slicing in left field. So Carolina leaves a couple of more runners. But they take a 3-2 lead into the bottom of the 7th inning.
Are you looking for thrills? Do not taunt wild animals. Try Popeyes instead. Experience our anniversary platter with 2 pieces of chicken, 2 regular sides, and a biscuit for only $3.99. Or get 10 pieces of Popeye's world-famous chicken for only $8.99. Wow.
Create a whole new environment inside your car with Formula One window film. For an authorized dealer near you, call 1-800-653-1367. It's cooler than you think.
South Carolina leading Vanderbilt 3-2. One of these clubs will take home this trophy this afternoon. South Carolina's been to the title game once before, but could not bring home the hardware. We talked to Ray Tanner about winning this championship and what it would mean to his program.
Well, it's big. We haven't been part of an SEC championship, and we've had some good fortune over the last few years, but we haven't won a championship. We'd really like to win this one today, and we're playing one of the greatest teams in the league right now. Vandy's been extremely hot. They've pitched like you can't believe, and it's going to be a great game.
He's hit it right on the head. 3-2 ball game. We move to the bottom of the 7th inning. We've seen great defense, good pitching, timely hitting. Both these clubs have racked out 9 hits apiece, but when it's come clutch time, pitching is won. Jonathan Doulard will lead it off for Vanderbilt. Then it's the top of the order, Klosterman and Richardson. There's a strike, 1-1. Foul back, 1-2. Doulard today picked up his 12th RBI of the season. Singling back in the 5th inning. Slow roller. And McCamey makes the easy toss to first, out number 1. 5 SEC schools will host regionals next week, announced earlier today. Arkansas, Georgia, LSU, Ole Miss, and South Carolina are all the recipients. Georgia will host for the 2nd time. LSU, it's their 15th straight time to host a regional. Ole Miss will do this for the first time. South Carolina's been down this road before as well. You see some other sites. Georgia Tech picks up a site. Virginia picks up a site out of the ACC. Florida State also on there. Miami will host a site. They'll join the ACC next year.
Interesting that 8 of the schools that are hosting next weekend are from the SEC and the ACC. And the conference that has the most, Southeastern Conference.
Most ever by this league with 5. And it should surprise you if you look at the power ratings in the league. A little fly ball right field. Brendan Wynn makes the catch. And speaking of those RPI rankings, look at where the SEC stacks up. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Florida didn't get a host site. That's probably because they were just eked out by Florida State and Miami. They didn't want to have 3 sites in the state, perhaps. But Georgia, Arkansas, Vanderbilt sitting in the 18th spot in those RPIs. There are 10 schools in the top 31 from the Southeastern Conference. Probably 9 schools will get a bid. Pretty good stuff. That's fouled straight back. 1 and 2. Richardson hanging in there. 2 down here in the 7th. The Commodores trail by a run. Fouled back again. Boy, Richardson still takes pretty big cuts with 2 strikes. He's swinging quite hard. Richardson, the sophomore, or the junior out of the Bahamas. 2 and 2. Got him looking outside part of the plate. Richardson didn't like it. McCamey and the Gamecocks certainly did, and that'll do it for Vandy in the 7th. 1, 2, 3. We move to the 8th. It's getting late. In a 1-run game for the 2004 SEC title.
You know, I'm a T-bone man.
Well, I'm a ribeye man.
Medium rare.
No mooing.
Burger. Dog.
Cookout lovers don't always agree, except on the most popular price.
Free? Free.
It's easy with Food Lion's MVP Free Summer Cookout. Just shop Food Lion, spend $35 a week for 5 of 7 weeks, and earn a $15 certificate good on anything in store for your perfect cookout.
Regular. Barbecue.
At least they agree Food Lion's MVP Free Summer Cookout is great. See store for details.
Memorial Day, the sunrise of summer. And now through June 1st, Buick makes an extraordinary offer. A quality reward of $5,000 total cashback on the luxury of LeSabre. The full-size car with small car fuel economy. A Consumer's Digest Best Buy. LeSabre now gives customers who want the best $5,000 cash back. The Memorial Day event. Get into your Buick dealer by June 1st.
It's a whole new season on Fox.
Got a new pitcher for the Vanderbilt Commodores, Jensen Lewis. A 6'3", 185-pound sophomore out of Cincinnati, Ohio, making his second appearance here in this particular tournament. He came on in relief in Game 2 in that 3-0 win against Florida. Ryan Mullins pitching into the 9th, and Lewis came on in relief and pitched 1 inning. Faced 2 batters, got a double play ball, and got the other out and saved the game for Ryan Mullins. So Jensen Lewis making his second appearance here in the Southeastern Conference tournament.
Lewis, a hard-throwing right-hander, kind of the team character, if you will. He can keep you. He can keep a dugout pretty loose. Old Jensen Lewis. Lewis has started 10 games this year, but has really made a mark coming out of that bullpen as one of the closers for this club. He's done a nice job in that role. He's a guy that can give you 2, 3, 4 innings if need be. If we get to that situation, maybe in the 10th or 11th inning situation, he can take it that far if he's pitching well. First man up for South Carolina, Hank Parks steps in. Parks, a pinch hitter for Ryan Mahoney. Back in the 6th inning. Will stay in and face a right-hander. He came in when Sheao came on to pitch. And it's a strike to Parks, 1-1. Stephen Sheao did a nice job for Vandy in relief. Fastball in there for a strike from Lewis.
Well, he didn't allow any runs, only allowed 2 hits. Did give up the RBI single to Davey Gregg, but that was not his runner or his responsibility, but did a nice job while he was out there.
Parks with a big cut. Fouled out of play. The way this game started in the first inning, Larry, I thought we'd had 25 hits apiece. Be about a 10-7 game about now. Off the end of the bat, right back to Lewis. He'll run it over to his first baseman, Mike Baxter. 1 down in the 8th.
Number 29 for the field.
Dave, one of the things that happened, and you said this earlier, was the fact that Vandy had a lot of hits in the first inning. And they only got 1 run.
As you look at Commissioner Mike Slive looking on at this tournament, it's our final game of the year. We will shut it down for a few months over the summer, and I'll kick it back up in football season. Wanted to say, take a moment and thank everybody at the SEC office for all they do. They really set us up correctly everywhere we go. Commissioner Slive and his staff, Mark Womack, Mark Whitworth, Brad Davis, Charles Bloom, those that we work very closely with, and the rest of the staff at the SEC office here in Birmingham, a great group of people, and we certainly thank them for all they do. As Gregg sends a fly ball to Richardson in center field. That is out number 2. And also need to thank all the athletic directors and sports information directors that give us this opportunity. The SIDs are the lifeblood of what we do in any sport. So thanks to all of you. There's too many to name, but thanks on behalf of all broadcasters.
Well, I float in sometime in December and go all the way to June. And you occupy 9 months of the year for the Southeastern Conference as a broadcaster in all 3 sports. I delve into basketball.
A little. You just don't even. Larry leads the league in games played in college basketball.
But I really immerse myself in baseball.
You do. Tollison in there, 1-1, 2 down. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Memorial Day weekend, and it's a very special Memorial Day weekend with all that's happening around the world. Hope you realize what we celebrate on this holiday, particularly this year. 2 down. The 1-2. Ground ball hit foul.
You know, Dave, to follow up on that, I could not agree more. It is the one day of the year we really need to pay homage to those people who died and gave us our liberties and gave all of the things that we live for, and we're so thankful for. This is coming from the son of a World War II veteran. I say that with all humility.
Stars and stripes. Two out. 1-2. A little bit low. Good fastball from Jensen Lewis. He's got some velocity on that fastball. We've seen more than our share of pitchers get it up in the low 90s with their fastballs this tournament. Oh, give him a hard fastball down low, then bring him back with a nasty curveball, and Tollison goes down. 3-2, South Carolina leads.
it's a part of the game. Is it a part of you? Introducing new Gatorade X Factor. 2 great flavors fused together under one cap.
More student athletes.
The most.
Selected first team.
First team.
Academic All-American.
More student athletes.
The most.
More than any other conference in the nation.
Are winning in the classroom.
Winning where it counts the most.
Zach McCamey gets the start for South Carolina today, and, well, he has done a marvelous job for the Gamecocks. Another good arm for Ray Tanner. You see his sequence of strikeouts today. He has gone with a nice slider, a good curveball. He's brought the heater when he's needed to. He has got 4 pitches he can work with, and he's looked impressive, Larry.
Yeah, he has. He's had 3 innings where he's gone 1, 2, 3. He's retired 8 of his last 9 batters.
4 strikeouts and no walks. Tough out with Warner Jones leading off. Warner, .417 average. The SEC's leading hitter. Hits in the 3rd spot for this Vanderbilt team. He'll be followed by Caesar Nicholas, who's hit it hard every time up today. Just as we mentioned, McCamey hasn't walked anybody. He falls behind 2-1. McCamey making just his 5th start of the year. Fly ball left field. Davy Gregg, about 10 paces shy of the track, makes the catch. 1 down. That's a big out. That is a big out for Zach McCamey in South Carolina. You want to keep Jones off the base path. You definitely want to get the leadoff man out. Here comes Jerry Myers, and I think he realizes how hard Nicholas has hit the ball the last 2 times up against McCamey.
South Carolina's got the Terminator down in the bullpen, Chad Blackwell. Here he comes.
But McCamey does his job and then some. He takes his club into the 8th with the lead. He'll get a nice hand as he leaves from the South Carolina faithful. Back after this.
Tonight on your Southern Sports Report, he is arguably the best pitcher in the Braves rotation. His record, however, says otherwise. Will Horacio Ramirez show it in the series final in Philly? On your Southern Sports Report tonight at 10.
The producer of Survivor and The Apprentice presents the first reality game for anyone who's ever said, "You wanna bet?"
Here's my money. Where's your money?
The Casino, premiering next month. It's a whole new season on Fox.
Chad Blackwell out of the bullpen, 6'1", 162-pound junior out of Clewiston, Florida. This guy has been everything you want out of the bullpen. He has 14 saves. He is an outstanding pitcher and one of the best in this conference. Jen Hildreth has another story on this young man.
Larry, you called him the Terminator when he was getting ready to come in before, as well you should. He has closed out all 3 games in this tournament for South Carolina. Nobody's gotten the best of him yet. It's up to Vanderbilt to try to do that now. And one thing about this guy that Ray Tanner told me, keeps a pretty even keel. He said, you know, some pitchers, they can be kind of moody. You can't talk to them before they go in. He said, Chad is just calm, and he keeps it the whole way through. And I think that's exactly what you need when he comes in a game situation like this. Just keep that calm.
Well, Jen, I think he'll have to be calm for about an inning and 2/3 here if he wants to pick up the save. But he faces Caesar Nicholas, who's seeing the ball extremely well at the plate. He has hammered a couple of pitches. They have been hit right at Gamecock fielders, but Nicholas will step in after going 1 for 3 to this point. Nobody on. There's 1 down. Vanderbilt. You and I have seen it, but to those who don't follow SEC baseball as closely as we do, probably surprising some folks being in this title game. They have earned it. They have played their way to this game, not just here at this tournament, but it just evolved throughout this 2004 season. And that man has been the point. Tim Corbin, their head coach. Time called.
Dave, this is the 4th appearance in all 4 games now. Blackwell has appeared. He picked up his 13th save against Tennessee, his 14th save against Arkansas.
Wasn't one of the hardest hits Nicholas has had. He's on with a single through the left side. Boy, Caesar is having a great tournament. A designated
Number
hitter.
24, first baseman Mike Baxter.
There's Nicholas just simply with that strength in his arms and his shoulders, just driving that ball into left field. Maybe trying to get a tying run here. Maybe a go-ahead run.
Nicholas 7 of 16. Fouled out of play. 3 doubles and a home run in this tournament. Obviously, Vanderbilt not going to play that small ball with 1 down. They're going to try to swing the bats at the plate and move the runners around. Down a run here in the 8th. Did he go? Yes, he did. 1 and 2. Vandy crowd not liking that decision one bit.
Watch again the side view. Oh. Well, that could have gone either way.
That's a 50-50. Either way, our home plate umpire Paul Gillier isn't going to win. Ground ball, left side, past the diving Tollison. Vanderbilt once again goes the other way.
Dave, we witnessed it yesterday in that win by Vanderbilt against Florida. They went to the left side if they were batting left-handed so often. And once again, Baxter drives that one into left field, and now Vandy with a little bit of a threat here, as Blackwell has come in and delivered 2 straight singles, 1 to Nicholas and 1 to Baxter.
Here comes Jerry Myers as Aaron Garza is due up, the left fielder. Garza today singled his last time up, has only hit this afternoon. Garza hitting .347 with runners in scoring position, 17 of 49 this year. Jason Fletcher, who pitched yesterday, getting loose. As they say, everybody should be available on championship day. Here we go. The drama continues. Aaron Garza with 1 down and 2 on. Vanderbilt grounded into the fewest double plays in the SEC this year, only 26. Two and 0 on Garza. Blackwell delivers. Garza way off the mark on that swing. Flailed at it. Garza out of Austin, Texas, just a freshman. Biggest game he's ever played in. Three and 1. Do you put him in motion with 1 down? No, they hold off. Slow roller. This could be 2. The turnbuckle. Malillo one-hopped it over to Steve Pierce, and that might have been the difference.
Well, I think Baxter going into second base, I think that's what Ray Tanner's going to go out and argue.
He's talking to our first base umpire, Tony Walsh.
Watch it again. Ground ball hit right up to the shortstop. Thomason comes up with it. The toss to second. And then Baxter got down. Boy, that was a pretty good pickup over there by Pierce, but I think he did beat the throw. Watch it again. Maybe a better view here. Yeah, he was there. Good call.
Vandy today 4 of 9 with runners in scoring position. Tony Mansolino, who's in a massive slump, is 0 for 3 today. He grabbed Ryan Klosterman's bat yesterday to break an 0 for 11 string, and he promptly got a base hit. He's still using Klosterman's bat. Will it work here in the 8th? Yes! Vandy just doesn't hit it in double plays. For whatever reason, they don't do it. Blackwell ahead 0-2 on Mansolino. Gamecock fans come to their feet. Just outside. Oh.
You talk about a tantalizing pitch. Watch this.
Just off the plate.
Here we see the movement on that ball.
Got it. With Nicholas 90 feet away, Blackwell strikes out Mansolino. We head to the 9th. Blackwell
With a digital video recorder from Time Warner Digital Cable, you'll never miss your favorite show. The DVR records your favorite show so you can watch when it's convenient for you. Any channel, any show, anytime. Record an entire season. Record one show while you watch another. Works just like a VCR, but with these features. Instant replay of live TV, picture-in-picture, everything you need in a single converter. No extra equipment. Sweet. Watch your favorite shows on your schedule. Call now. DVR from Time Warner Digital Cable. Get it today.
Hi, I'm JR from Chevy North.
Hey, JR, you got any Chevy trucks?
Does Chevy North have any Chevy trucks? We have Colorados, Silverados, 4x4s, extended cabs. We have Trailblazers, Tahoes, Suburbans, over 150 Chevy trucks. And you'll always pay less than invoice on every Chevy truck every day.
How much?
Less than invoice.
Hey, JR, where should we go?
For the best deals in the South, go north. That's Chevy North. I'm JR, and I thank you.
E-Alert. Register today.
3-2. South Carolina leads by a run. And this was the scene as soon as Blackwell got to the dugout after striking out Mansolino. He walks down the dugout and he runs into the starting pitcher, Zach McCamey. And, well, Zach decides to give Chad a little bit of a hug, thinking, hey, man, you saved a possible win for me. I'll go down. I'll be in the record books forever. Look at the tournament all-time winning percentage. Arkansas, Georgia, Kentucky, South Carolina. The only teams without an SEC title. About 24 victories apiece, or appearances for Mississippi State and Florida. Triplet fouls off at the plate. Bulldogs didn't make it here this year. They can't come to everyone. Give somebody else a chance, you know?
It's not what they think.
I'm just trying to soften the blow a little bit. Foul back 0-2. Jensen Lewis still working. In relief, the third pitcher used by Vanderbilt today. Vanderbilt 11 hits, just 2 runs. Pitch. Out number 1.
Watch again, Jensen Lewis coming up with another strikeout. He ended the 8th, he begins the 9th. His triplet goes down.
But it's Powell, then Wynn. 2 tough outs as Powell will go back to the left side. 1 for 2 today. Foul straight back. Vanderbilt, regardless of what happens here, will make their 4th appearance at the NCAA tournament. They happened back-to-back years in the 70s and again in 1980. They haven't been since. But with their 42 wins, they are a shoe-in. They might, if they could come back and win this, there's a chance they could be a top 16 seed, which would make them a 1 seed at some regional. The task at hand is daunting with only 3 outs remaining, and yet they've got to go through Powell and win before they can have their chance in the 9th. 2-2. Back in the 5th inning, Landon Powell had a 13-pitch at bat where he finally drew a walk. He was in the hole 1 and 2 and fouled off a ton of pitches. Fly ball down the left side. That will stay in the field of play, but foul territory. 2-2 on Powell. South Carolina once again among the national leaders in victories with 44 this year. They're 44 and 15. 13 of their 15 losses occurred in the SEC. Oh, that just missed inside. That was a heck of a pitch. Even if Powell took a swing at it, he wouldn't have done much with it. It was on the fist.
Watch this ball move right back in. Just a little inside. Powell, as I said in the 1st inning, has become very patient as a hitter.
He drew another walk. That's Powell's 3rd walk today.
Number 5, right fielder.
Leads the team in that department, which goes back to what Larry was saying, his patience has become a real virtue. Here's Wynn, the right fielder. Singled. Back in the 1st for his only hit today. Swings and misses on Lewis.
Only problem that Wynn has is he strikes out a lot. He has gone down on strikes. In fact, he went down in the 3rd inning on strikes. That's his 63rd time of the year, which leads the South Carolina team.
.41 strikeouts by Tony Mansolino leads the Commodores. To show you, give you a little discrepancy there. One and 2 to Wynn. But Wynn can't provide a change in attitude with 1 swing of the bat. 18 homers, 2nd in the SEC, only to his teammate Landon Powell. 64 strikeouts now for Brendan Wynn on the year.
Good breaking pitch again delivered by Jensen Lewis. Look at this ball. Whoa, that's nice. Look, he even calls it himself. Lewis looking pretty sharp out there since he came on in the 8th.
By the way, Ryan Rote throwing a few pitches in that Vanderbilt bullpen. A right-hander getting loose. Back in the 1st, Kevin Melillo was able to single. Back up the middle for an RBI. It was the 1st run of the game. Right now, that run is the difference. Here's a shot to short. Jones stays with it, throws over to his 1st baseman, Mike Baxter, and that'll do it. So the Commodores need a run. We move to the bottom of the 9th. High drama at the Met.
The art major at State, the architect major at the university, the accountant at grad school. As diverse as they are, they all have 2 things in common: the Southeastern Conference and Regions Bank. For thousands of students and their families throughout the SEC, Regions Bank offers the financial strength to do more. With over 680 locations, a commitment to customer service, and the investment strategy of a true industry leader. Regions Bank and the SEC, partners in excellence.
Log
Log on to SECSports.com for the most up-to-the-minute insight on all your favorite SEC teams. It's all there. You can listen to weekly coaches' press conferences, watch real-time coverage of SEC championships, get a free subscription to the SEC Insider, and instantly access SECStore.com for all your favorite SEC merchandise. And new this year, younger fans can click over to SECKids.com. So if you're into it, then get into it at SECSports.com.
Folks, right now Vanderbilt have their rally caps on, hoping to join that group of happy folks. They trail by a run, 3-2 in the bottom of the ninth. 8-9, and then the top of the order. Worth Scott to lead it off. Going against Chad Blackwell, the SEC saves leader of 2004. 1-1 the count. That's a strike at the knees. Worth Scott telling our own plate umpire Paul Gillier he needs a little time. He wants time to get set. Blackwell is ready to throw, and Scott isn't ready as soon as he gets in there. Fouled off at the plate. Worth Scott hit a dramatic home run last year. Last game of the regular season in the bottom of the ninth in Nashville to propel the Commodores to a win and to this tournament. Has a chance for more dramatics here in the ninth. Not today.
Watch again. You see the breaking pitch catch that outside corner. Worth Scott would love to have that one back. Look at that ball hang out there.
Blackwell has some nasty, nasty pitches in his arsenal. Doulard, 1 of 3, a single, picked up an RBI. Ground ball to second. Melillo. Safe at first. Melillo took his time and it cost him.
Number 8, the shortstop, Ryan Mustin.
And Doulard looks a little sluggish, so pinch run for him. That's not uncommon, but he still gets a nice hand from his teammates. He came crashing down trying to beat the throw.
Watch Kevin Melillo right here. I think he was a little relaxed, too relaxed, trying to get to that ball. Good hustle down the line that time. Doulard got there as quickly as he could, and he's got the tying run now over at first base.
Zach Simpson, pinch runner for Jonathan Doulard. In the top of the order, and Ryan Klosterman. Ryan, a .352 hitter, 1 for 4 today with a double. That came in the first, came in to score. He has led off the game with a base hit and come in to score every single tournament game. Ground ball to the right side. This could be 2. Pass it back to first. Got it. Game over. Gamecocks are your 2004 SEC tournament champions. Only fitting, Larry, that this game comes down to the bottom of the ninth inning in a one-run game that was well played, well pitched, well managed, and it ends on the toughest defensive double play you can turn.
The 3-6-3. Watch this. Boy, a good return throw right there by Tollison to get it back to Pierce. That is one of the tougher double plays you have to make, going first, short, first.
3-2, South Carolina wins it. Their first SEC tournament championship, and Ray Tanner, the head coach, is alongside Jen Hildreth.
Congratulations, Coach. What a way to earn your first SEC title. How about that double play?
Oh, it was a tremendous double play. I didn't expect to get one that way, but we'll take it. It was a courageous effort by Zach McCamey. Vandy has a great club. They're red hot right now. I'd pick them in the regional, that's for sure. We're very fortunate to be able to win today, and we're very happy about it.
Chad Blackwell came in, did his job for you once again.
Well, he's been out there a lot this year, and he came up with another big save for us. He came in, got some ground balls, gave up a couple hits. Vandy did a nice job of putting the ball in play, but we were able to get out of that jam and get our first SEC championship.
What else do you take out of this game, Coach? What are some other things you're looking for as positives heading toward NCAA?
Well, we swung the bats a little bit better. We got to execute a little bit. We failed to get a couple bunts down, but we played hard, and we're very aggressive, and we got a tough bunch of guys, and hopefully getting back to the Sarge will be good to us.
Definitely. Now, you were here 2 years ago, and you didn't win. Now you got that SEC title. What does this mean to South Carolina?
Well, I'm just so happy for our players, the school, the administration. These things are hard to come by in this league especially, so I'm just happy for all of our great Carolina fans.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations to South Carolina Gamecocks, their first SEC tournament title.
Great job, Ray Tanner. Great job, South Carolina. What an SEC baseball tournament. It's the first one-run championship game since 1989 when Auburn beat Georgia. What a tournament, Larry Conley.
Dave, we had 13 games in the SEC tournament this year, the 2004 version, and 7 of them were one-run games.
Oh, what a joy. It was a pleasure. South Carolina wins 4 straight here. They will now head home and host a regional. Vanderbilt, they'll head to the NCAA tournament as well. We think 9 of the SEC schools will play in the big 64-team field as the souvenirs are now handed out. Congratulations to South Carolina and Vanderbilt. It was a great run.
You know that? Dave, just want to say one thing. I really enjoyed the year. We had a lot of fun this year, maybe as much fun as we've ever had.
I second that. Thank you to Andy Pollack, our producer, our director Mike Miller, the rest of our great crew. Jen Hildreth, fantastic job. So for Larry Conley and the rest of our crew, I'm Dave Neal saying so long, everybody. We'll see you in the fall when football season rolls around. Congratulations, South Carolina.